Up my office.
Hello, everybody.
All right, this morning I thought next week I'm actually going to, and I talked to Dr. Sheila about this, and she happens to be here too. But next week I didn't have time to get it together for this week, but I thought, you know what, this would be a great lesson today because I don't think really anybody understands how to use the two groups that I've prepared. And I kind of want to go through that because these will be really amazing groups for you to kind of help build your business because Scott and I monitor it, and so does Dr. Sheila. But the two groups that I've prepared are amazing business building groups. Well, the one is for sure. But the other one is for your interested people. But I'm going to go a little bit deeper in that. But next week, I think what I'm going to do is kind of, we were talking about, simple ways to you know, um, interpret the scans to kind of help our clients. And even though we have a lot of practitioners, there are some that really are not practitioners and they need a simple way to kind of help their clients. So next week I'm going to go into that and I'm going to show you the scans that I use and have used from the very beginning to kind of guide me to help my clients. And I do things in a very simplistic way, and I think it'll really help those of you that are new and you're just learning and you really don't know kind of how to guide your clients. So that's what we'll do next week. But this week I wanted to kind of give you, a basis, and then we'll also put this recording up in the guides in the QLA group so people can look back at this and know how to use it. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and go in. Does everybody see my screen okay? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have two groups. We have the QLA business group, and it will be labeled. They look very similar. I did that on purpose, just so you could find them. But if you go into Facebook, you can actually bookmark or pin your group so that they show up in your timeline very easily. If you can't remember, then maybe copy the group's invite and put them somewhere in your phone so you know how to always go back to them. But the first group I have is the QLA business group. So this is only for people that have scanners or they've got the thermography unit, um, that are already, they're geared towards building a business. So this is where you'll invite your team members or anybody that you sponsor until you get to the point where, you know what, I want to have my own groups. Dr. Sheila is making up her own groups because she's getting a large team together. So I encourage you, once you get to that spot in your life, make your own groups, but these groups are here for you until you can get things building and get things going. Um, and they're going to be a great resource for you because this is something that I've learned from a very successful network marketer, with another company I'm in, and it's just a beautiful system because when we monitor the AO Scan for Life group, which is the educational group, this is the group that you'll send like anybody that's interested in the scanner. Maybe they want to know more about it. They haven't had a scan yet, or maybe they have had a scan, but they want to learn more about what we have to offer. Then invite them to the educational group because in that educational group, there's guides in both groups. And I'm going to kind of show you through these once we get to a couple of other slides. But this is basically what I wanted to teach you. So, oops, let me go back to this one. So like I said, the AO Solex Independent Quantum Living Advocates Education Group, that's for team members, that's for QLAs or preferred customers. You can even put your preferred customers in there because they may start to see, hey, there is a business opportunity here. Maybe I wanted to get involved. But so invite your QLAs, invite your preferred customers to this group, and there's a roadmap to building a Solex business. So that's this group, and then the AO Scan for Life group, and I'm going to rename this AO Scan for Life, and then I'm also going to put in here that it's also an educational group for the thermography unit as well, because I do have thermography stuff in there as well. So this group is just an educational group where you can invite interested ones about our AO scanner, the supplements, other products that we have, as well as the functional infrared camera. Oh, did I not push recording? Yeah, I did. Okay. Um, so now I'm going to walk you through these two groups. So let me exit out of my uh, thing. Does anybody have any questions before I get into the Facebook and show you? Okay. All right. So I've got two tabs open. I kind of want to show, I'm going to minimize my view here because it's in my way. Um, So this is the AOQLA group. And what I want to show you is right in here. Now, when you're on a phone, it's actually going to be up here. The guides will be, there'll be three little pancakes up here in your upper left corner of your, when you're looking on your phone, it'll be right up here. There'll be three little pancakes. You'll push that, and then you'll notice it'll say, let me get my phone open and I'll tell you what exactly what it says. Um, yeah, the three pancakes, when you open that up, it'll say group home, rooms, guides, and it'll have a little light bulb next to it. Well, down when you're looking on a computer, it's found in a different spot. So we'll go to the guides. And then what I want to show you guys is that when you invite somebody to this group, number one, I've gotten the very first thing is welcome to the team. And when you invite someone there, then go ahead and once they get invited, once you send the invite to them and they get approved, then go into the comments and tag them right here with their name, and it'll tag them and it'll say start here, tell them say this is a great place to start is in the guides, because the first post is basically tell us a little bit about yourself, what's your passion in life, and it's kind of just like a welcome to the team type of situation. And then as you get in further, what I want to show you is that under each of these is going to be like an onboarding. I mean, that's one of the things that a lot of people want to know. What do we do first? Here's what you do. Start first right here. And then I've just quickly went in here and showed people how, they're going to set up their payment from Pay Quicker. The fact that we have, weekly trainings, and the training information is here. And then it just goes further on. It gives them a lot of information where they can look through on their own to figure out, well, how do I get my business started? So then it goes on next. So join these groups on social media. You can tag your people in anything that they may be having issues with. It's a very helpful group. Then I go into how to operate your Solex device, how to perform a scan, and I've added all the links in here on the YouTube videos from the Solex group, how to do each of the scans. So it's all right here. And then I encourage people in the very first part of it, do your basic training. But if you guys will go through this and look at all this, I've already got the roadmap built. You just need to tag your people in here. And it's got all the information. I've even got the warranty information in here on our devices. Everything is right here. And then I've got in here all the different things about the different technologies. So if somebody has a question about something, tag them in the guide in that area. There's videos in here. There's different studies in here. Here's something on how do the people that are not U.S. distributors, or we're not open in a certain area, how do they become distributors or QLAs? So there's a guide on that. There's different guides on, the different scans and what their purpose is. There's testing sheets in here. There's all kinds of information in here that I'm working on all the time, putting that information in here so that you can use it to your advantage. And if you want to copy it and put it in your own group, please do so, because I'm your sponsor or I'm your upline, and I encourage you to just copy and duplicate what I've already done. Making your own groups if you've got a team. If you don't have a team yet, then just continue to use these groups until you get confident enough to do what it is that you want to do with yours. I've got lots of little videos in here on how to, but what I wanted to show you is I'm adding an area on uh, well, if it'll cooperate with me. There we go. Down here in the, I think it's, I've got my Sephi playlist in here. Oh, it's opening each one. That's why it's doing that. Okay, so let's go further down. I even have that spreadsheet that a lot of people ask for. It's already in the group. You can copy it in there. Oh, here's the, oh no, well, why am I, oh, social media business building. So right here is where I'm actually putting like curiosity posts, and then the verbiage you can put. So like we just did this one on the full moon. So what I'm showing people is that you can actually, copy the verbiage from the arrows down. You can edit the wording how you like it. You may not like what I put, but it'll give you a start to start thinking on how you need to post, how you need to work your business. These are just ideas. And if you have ideas and you want to add them to the group, just make a post and it'll get approved, and I'll put it in the guides for others to follow too, because I'm looking for, suggestions and people that, want to learn how to build their business. So if you've got an idea and you want to post it in here, feel free, because we're all working on this together. This was one of the best curiosity posts that I did not too long back. I basically said, who here on my friends list has not experienced the bioresonance scanner I use and would like to have your own session? Man, I think I got 40 or 50 hits that day just on that post alone. And this is the verbiage I used. So I just copy the verbiage, make your own post on social media, copy what I do, because this is what has made me very successful in my own business. And I'm trying to, very diligently share the things that I do that are very successful so that you can copy them too and become just as successful. And I'm open to ideas. I'm open to, you guys sharing what you're doing and sharing it in the group. Feel free to do that, because we're all helping each other. So do we have any questions about what I've showed you so far? You can just unmute and ask. All right. So let me show you what else you can do. So let's say you use the verbiage in here. What I would really add in the verbiage too is that maybe they're not ready to get a scan from you, but you could also put a blurb in your verbiage that, that basically says, or would you like to learn more about the scanner? I can invite you to an educational group. And then if they say, I'd rather just be invited to the educational group, then go to the AO Scan for Life group, because that's the educational group, invite them there, and then when they get approved, then go in there and do the same thing. Go into the guides, because the guides is where they're going to start learning and they're going to get their education from. You can tag them in these different categories. How does it work? What's the science behind it? What can the AO scan do for you? There's I put a lot of the videos in here. What's the inner voice? What's the body systems? There's a lot of information in here, and I've got to go in here and do some more work on it. But I've got the thermography in here. I've got our Wow Wednesdays. All of the tapings are put in here. I've got lots of the red light therapy, the inner illuminator. There's different areas for different things in the guides to kind of learn. And if anybody's wants to come in and help do content, I invite you to. It's just me doing it. I'm trying to teach Scott right now how to get in there and do some too, but you're welcome. This is your group too. If you feel like it needs some extra things, put it in there. I'll approve it. We'll put it in a guide and it'll just help people move along. So I just wanted to kind of give you this idea. These groups are here for you to work and to use and to add to tag your people in. And the thing is I know who invited who to the group because when I go over here to the AO scan, over here to the deal, I can actually look up who invited who to the group because we monitor this. And let's say that someone, you know, tagged you in something and you don't possibly see it, then I will go into, if I can get to it, if my computer would quit being so touchy, I can go over here to the people and I can find out who actually invited who to the group. And I don't know why it's not gonna show me. Uh, Members. Maybe that's where I go. It's different when you're, yeah, here we go. So like Deb Sullivan added by Tammy Ward. So it will tell me who added who to the group. That way when they comment, and say that they want to, you know, maybe they want to buy the scanner or whatever. If I see that, then I'm going to make sure to reach out to you and say, hey, you know, Sherry, somebody's, you know, reaching out and they want to get a complimentary scan, or maybe they're ready to purchase. Make sure you contact them because this is a refer group. So if you refer someone and you put them in the group and they become interested and they want to purchase, I'm going to make sure that you're contacted. If you don't take care of them, however, I'm going to make sure I take care of them. So that is what this group's for. So any questions, anything that I can help with that maybe you don't understand, please ask me. I want to be able to help. No questions? Any comments?
Yeah, I just want to tell you thank you. This is a lot of work, but it takes the work out for everyone else. And I'm so glad that you're doing this call because a lot of people are so new to this and they don't understand how this works. And this is like going to empower them like nothing else.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I am very grateful for the person that I learned from, because it made me extremely successful. Because number one, we don't want to divulge fully what we're working with. We just want to do curiosity so that it piques their curiosity and it makes the person ask you for more information. And then when they ask you for more information, don't flood them. Just say, hey, I've got an educational group. Let me invite you to that. Or would you like to be invited to that? But a lot of people will, you know, you'll get probably some pushback because a lot of people will say, I don't even know how to look up groups or whatever. But do some education with them. Let them know how to find the groups, because right here in your Facebook you can go to your groups, and like I said, you can pin your groups. So let's see, mine are right down here. uh it's easier on a phone for me, so you guys just bear with me here. Right down here are my different groups, and see how I've got some pinned. I've got some pinned here. You can pin your group so that you can find them easier. So, or you can just type in the search bar AO and it should bring up the different groups. So just, you know, make sure your groups are pinned so that you can easily get to them. What else can I tell you? But this lady that I learned from with one of these other network marketing companies is that, she had these two separate groups, and in the QLA group, you only talk about business or, how to grow the business. Whereas the educational group, we don't talk about money. We don't talk about the business part of it or anything like that. We just talk about the products and what they can do for you. Because we want to keep the business out of it unless, once you have a call with them and do a scan with them, and then let's say that they're interested and then they end up buying or purchasing, then invite them to the QLA group so that they can build their business. So that's what these are two for, so that you can kind of separate the information, so to speak. And then, what I've done also is I've made up a couple of verbiages that I store in my phone. Like, I'm so glad you looked at my reel or something. If you'd like to be invited to an educational group more on what I showed in my reel, I'd be happy to invite you, because a lot of times you have to be friends with these people in order to invite them. The other thing that I do to build my business, just to kind of share, and I did some Facebook network market or some Facebook business building presentations, and they're in the YouTube channel. You guys are welcome to use those or to look at them. But I shared some of the things that I do, and get into these different holistic groups and see how people comment. And let's say somebody speaks up about how they're dealing with eczema, a really bad bout of eczema. You could simply say in their post, hey, I use a bioresonance scanner that has helped many people. You can't really promote in other groups, but you can say, hey, I've got an educational group if you'd like to be invited. Leave it at that. Don't be pushy. Don't be spammy. Just invite them. And then, tag them. When you tag them, because you have to continually tag your people. If you don't tag them, then, and if they're not looking at the group on a daily basis, they won't see it in their feed. So if you tag them in comments in the group, then when they see it in their notifications, they'll see that tag and they'll go in and they'll look, and keep them interested. If there's new information that comes out, tag them in the new information in the educational group, so that way that they can see it. That's the reason why I do the @everyone, in case nobody has shut those settings off. I try to do the @everyone so it kind of tags everybody to see the information. But if you're working with somebody, go ahead and add them to the group, tag them in whatever post it is in the group, and then just follow up with them, gently follow up if you need to, and just ask them what they think about the information. Can you help them any further or anything like that? So that's kind of how this works, back and forth. It's already there. You don't have to come up with anything. And both guides are kind of a step by step on, to use to your advantage. So any other questions or comments or anything I can help with, maybe that you don't understand? Go ahead.
I have a question.
Sure.
I learned early on not to word vomit, but I had a gal last week who's working on getting one of her certifications, and actually gave her the 3-day pass. And she was really interested in stuff like that until I started talking about putting her in the educational group on Facebook, and she's all of a sudden like, is this an MLM? And she backed out. She was out of there in no time.
Yeah.
What did I do wrong?
It's a lot of people, honestly, Sherry, they network marketing and MLMs all have bad raps. They just do. And it's just going to take some educational that, ours, yes, it is a direct sell company, or a network market. I don't like using MLM. I just won't use the word. But I will use a direct sell or network marketing. And then I explain to them, if you go and you watch a movie somewhere and you enjoy it and you tell your friends, you're not getting paid for that. This is just a company where we share something that is it is one of the most premier health products available, that can't even be duplicated, and nobody has it. Nobody's gonna have it, but we do, and it will empower you and your family. And we use the direct sell model because it's such a beautiful model. And I get it. I understand it, that that you want to run when you see that. But I can tell you that our community is a much different community. Just come in on a call one time, invite them to the Wow Wednesday testimonial, something like that, so that they can see what the community is like. Because it is true. We've got
Yeah.
MLMs have got a bad rap.
Yeah, that's
And
true. Well, she went on to say that well, even a couple hours later, she said, I just scanned one of my best friends, and she said the scan was scary. And I said, scary how? And she said, brain and heart. And I said, don't let it scare you. I said, I said, I had brain and heart stuff going on. And I said, I was able to talk to my ND, and she helped me to see, she helped me put together a playlist to be able to start working on them with. And I said, I went to a cardiologist and found out I have a very healthy heart. And I said, it's not something that's supposed to scare you. So anyway, I'm hopeful that, she'll come back and say, hey, I think I've changed my mind, but we'll see.
Can I butt in?
Yes.
Sherry, first of all, that's scary. That one really hits me hard. And what I felt God just zap through my head when I hear this is to turn that fear into gratitude, because we are getting information that we would not have otherwise, that is empowering people on such a profound level that they can take action, where if they didn't have this information, that could be scary. So turning that into gratitude. And also, God has really laid the passion on my heart to help people with this mind shift of the nasty, yucky, vomiting MLM type reaction, because that was me my whole life. And God broke me through that and has taught me so much. And that's where my passion on these Thursday night calls that I started for my team, that I'm opening up to the entire resonance team, is more based on this mindset shift and the power. I truly believe that this is something that God laid on my heart, that this is the only path to financial freedom, unless you've got tons of money already and investment information. I mean, that's a huge process, just learning investing. But there's so much about network marketing, relationship sharing. There's just so much around this. I've invested tens of thousands of the last several years in mindset shift. And I really want to help people with that. So you're more than welcome to come on the Thursday calls and share those, because we're going to record those. But that's where I feel God's putting me in with Solex, is to help with that and to help with creating financial freedom as we're helping people with their health.
Oh, thank you, Sheila.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. And
I'll jump.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry,
Tony.
I was just gonna say a couple things real quick. Totally agree with that about the network marketing. I don't use MLM as well. It's networking, and I am 38 years old. I quit a full-time job after almost 12 years. And I actually, like I said earlier in the post or in the comments, I've raised dogs for 16 years. And I work with a holistic veterinarian who has formulated dog food, which is a network marketing company, but it's all because of safety and traceability and tracking of the ingredients and everything. And I have a friend of mine that she has her own office.
Sticky blue so
Hang on.
She has her.
Kyra, go to the playground. Go
ahead. I've got her muted.
She has her own office locally, and she has started looking into Solex because of working with me and stuff. And I said, if you look at getting into this, and then once you start getting more folks involved, that will be able to help build your business, and it will be free in the long run. And she's like, I cringe every time somebody talks about this. But she does LifeWave patches. And I said, but wait a minute, LifeWave is network marketing as well. And she's like, I know, but it's just the fact of it. And I said, isn't it interesting that you don't like network marketing, but I love it. I am part of 3 or 4 different companies in network marketing. They all areas are different, but that is what has been able to let me be a stay-at-home mom and focus on my own businesses and stuff. So don't give up on them yet. They'll come around in time, but this has been a game changer. And like the gal that was just talking to, I didn't see who was saying it, that she spent tens of thousands on trainings and stuff. My husband and I did that too for network marketing and stuff like that. So it's a game changer once they see the vision.
Yeah, I agree, Tony. And it's so true that and just to be clear with you, that's the model I'm following is Joyce Gimfel's model, because she's been incredibly successful in teaching people how to grow their network marketing companies or businesses without really being spammy and out there, because that's what people don't want. They just want to be educated. They want to make an informed decision. And that's why this model with the two groups has been incredible for people, because it gives the person the opportunity to find out if this is something they really want to do. So, and without being spammy, without, being pushy or anything like that, it just kind of lets them, read, educate, find out about it in a private setting and in their own time, and then they will come back to you, as long as you're not pushy and you're not trying to, sell, because that's not what this company is about. It's about sharing, it's about showing what others are doing with it. And I think that's where more testimonials would be great too. If we can get more testimonials in the group, in the AO Scan for Life group, that's going to be very empowering too. So, yeah, I know she's got the Great Mighty Network page, Deb. I'm not going to do that, because they charge for that. So, um, but this is the way that I've been doing it, and I'm going to continue to do it because it's been very successful. Um, and I'm open to suggestions, but I'm not going to open up. It's too much work to try to do. Keep up with two groups and a chat group, and then I have other health groups too. So it's a lot of work to keep up with this. And I know she probably has paid people to help her, or maybe I don't know how she does it, but I was just like, it's a lot. It is a lot.
Tammy, my next question for you is like when you do, like I did the May special, I took your information for $89 for the May special.
Yeah.
What do you end up charging? Like obviously I'm still fresh to this, but what is like price range, like the parasite one that you just posted here yesterday?
Oh, I did that for $99 for the 2 weeks. So it's
Okay.
like $50 a week. But
Okay.
I mean, you just kind of come up with your own, pricing. Nothing's wrong and nothing's right. It's just whatever you feel comfortable in doing. But I feel like if you price it in a way where, just like with this, doing it for 2 weeks, $49 more, and you can have all that's in the scanner. It's kind of what I kind of help let people see that, a lot of people go, well, it's just too expensive to do that. Yeah, but you're going to pay me to do something, and it would actually be cheaper if you owned your own scanner. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I was, I don't remember who said it, but having the scanner and being freaked out at first for the results, but then
Yeah.
having it as a blessing. So I just did phase 2 and I haven't done all of the training yet. But I got the database and I'm like, what the heck? Like I
Yeah.
thought I was doing okay. And then I start seeing like I started going to Mexico for doctors. So that was my big game changer when I really started focusing on Solex. And they understand this. Like obviously Mexico doctors are a lot different than ours. But a friend of mine has Lyme and she goes down there for treatments and she kept swearing up and down that I have it. And the doctors, since I've been going down there, you don't have it, you don't have it. But don't be surprised. There's probably 60 to 80% of all Americans will end up having it. Well, that Lyme cofactor. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what this is bad. And then I've had trauma in the past and I'm seeing um I've had back issues where I was bedridden for 2 weeks and like all this, and I was told it was a lot of emotions and stuff. So I'm telling my husband about this and I'm crying and I'm like, I thought I was doing okay. And now I feel like I've completely set back. And he goes, why are you looking at this negatively? And I'm like, because here I have all these Lyme cofactors, here I have spinal cord damage, here I have this and I have that. And he goes, but you also have to look at it as a blessing that you're finally getting some answers
Yeah.
and to be able to look at it. And I will say that I run, the inner voice 2 to 3 times a day, and I tell people all the time, like, this is a game changer for me. And I can feel it and I notice it. And it's just been night and day. It's a blessing, but I have to continue to learn more and more. So then that way I can keep learning from it all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. And we have to also remember that when we're doing certain scans and certain things come up, unless it's consistently coming up over and over and over, it may be stuff that you're picking up from different areas. But if you know for a fact that you've got some stuff going on and this stuff does resonate with you, then yeah, look deeper into it. But I tell all my people, don't look at that stuff. Just keep scanning and optimizing. And some of this stuff kind of works itself out, because what I've noticed when I first started, I had a lot of double reds and lots of things that were showing up. But the more I scanned and optimized, you'd see those things, go double red, and then it would go red and green, and then it would go green and red, and then it would go back to double red, and then it would go double green, and then finally it would just stay double green over a period of time. So it takes a few scans to kind of knock out, especially those that are new, just to kind of push out those negative frequencies that have kind of been attached to you, and your cells are vibrating like that until it takes those good positive frequencies and turns it around. And then it's not expressing itself in your system anymore. So hopefully that helps.
Yes, it does. It's been amazing since on this journey. It's definitely been a game changer, like I said, and it's a lot cheaper than going to Mexico.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it can really definitely help you for sure. So, any other questions or comments or?
Tammy, it's Alice here, and
Alice?
I just have to thank you again for the group guides. Those
You're
guides,
welcome.
I took all the time I needed to go through every one of them because I wanted to learn as much as I could. And your guides are so helpful. You've done such a great job of pulling together the basic information that we need. I feel totally confident bringing people into this educational group and explaining to them, take the time to go through the guides, because
Yeah.
you've just done an excellent job, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you so much. And it's a work in progress. I mean, because we have such an ever-changing scanner, and the company is just, we're always improving and we're always doing different things. So it's always going to be a work in progress for me. And I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, because it's a lot of work. I mean, I'm constantly every day I was like, oh, I need to put that in the group. And, I mean, it just takes a lot.
Yes, well, between that and then the guides on the Solex
Yeah.
page, every time I think, oh, that would be a great thing for me to make up and do, I go in and somebody's already done it. It's such a blessing to have all this info.
Good. I'm glad you're finding that, because when we started, Alice, those of us that started almost 2-3 years ago, we had nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's just like those of us that are getting started with the thermography, we have really nothing to go on.
I can't even imagine. I started using an elite
Yeah.
bioscan.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bioscan that my ND had developed. And so that's where I learned to read reports and extrapolate information from them. But what I have discovered with this is that it was the missing key.
Yeah.
What this scanner does is not only show you what is happening in your body, but it also optimizes those frequencies for you
Yeah.
in one fell swoop. And who doesn't want this? I just can't imagine people not wanting this in their hand. And so I'm very excited to tell them in that way that, yeah, there's a lot of other products out there that aren't in a network marketing paradigm, but they're inferior to what
Yeah.
we have right here in our hand.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's
You
my
know,
story.
I've heard a lot of different I mean, this is my first frequency device. So I've been exposed to some others in the past, but I've had a lot of people, a lot of practitioners that are on my team that kind of have several different ones. But the resounding comments that I keep hearing is that nothing touches what the AO scanner tells us it can do. So I'm like, thank goodness we have the premier product.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Any other questions or comments?
I have a question.
Hi, Ann.
I don't do, hey, I don't do Facebook. And so, what, and I'm not going to start doing Facebook. I work in, I've worked in IT, and there's technical reasons why Facebook is a nightmare.
Yeah.
What can you do if you don't have a Facebook account? Like you can't really, you can't participate is the bottom line, right?
Well, yeah, you can't really do anything on that, but you can actually um you can share a lot of the different YouTube videos, you can share a lot of the different graphics and different articles and stuff with your people. If there's something that you're needing, feel free to reach out and maybe I have something that you can share. That would probably be a good, I've often thought about having maybe either a Signal group or a Telegram group where people can come into that group and get whatever information, but those are kind of hard to load information in. There's not really anywhere that you'd have to go through the whole chat to find anything. So it would, I don't know, just it's difficult to know, to tell you the truth, Anne. But I get it. I mean, I have lots of people that will not get on Facebook and they just don't do it. I just happened to do it because, it was the beginning of the pandemic and I was building a business and it just amazing,
Yeah. Well, I mean, once you're established, it's so easy. But you know, there's pros and cons to everything, and
Oh yeah.
that's things with Facebook. It's the pros and cons. I just had to work on the technical end of it, and it was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
And as far as like helping companies recover accounts and stuff like that, you really didn't get any help. I do suggest that everybody keep people's emails because
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people on there's a minister I follow on Instagram. Well, he's totally basically gotten off of social media and gotten into one of the platforms. I think it's called Discord, which I don't like Discord, but I think it's too difficult to use. But anyway, he has gotten away from that because his TikTok account he had a ton of followers and they just cut him off. And
Oh
so
wow.
unless he had everybody's email, he they couldn't follow him. He couldn't keep in contact with him and stuff like that. So I
Wow.
would suggest that with anybody who's dealing with anything is to have a backup plan as far as having emails. So if something did happen, you would
Yeah.
be able to reach out to them. But oh, Debbie, y'all love Discord. Yeah, I find Discord hard to use, and I could use like pretty much any software. Like I can pick it up so quick. But Discord is a little different. But yeah, awesome, Debbie. So anyway, I just wanted to ask that, and I love everything you're doing, Tammy. It's incredible. So I'm gonna
Thank
make
you.
that switch. I called Solex, and I'll make that switch in like 2 weeks is what
The
so we'll
other
be good.
thing, yeah, the other thing that I looked into the Mighty Network, I don't know, some time back, and I could not make a go of it. I'll look into it again because I agree I need to probably have a backup plan and I don't. So, a lot of people are saying in the chat that you can still refer your people, and if they're on Facebook, feel free to refer them, and then I can watch them in the group if I know that you invited them. If you'll send me a message, hey, I'm inviting somebody that's on Facebook to the group. Can you just kind of watch or whatever, or tag them? I'm happy to do that for anybody. And then when they're ready, I just reach out to you and say, hey, look, and somebody's, they're ready to purchase. Let's do a Zoom together or something.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is maybe if you have a website, you can refer them to your website for more information. So
Yeah.
that would be another thing too. I'm still working on my website. I just, it's like, ay. There's just so much to do, but and then there's YouTube. I do have a bunch of stuff on YouTube, and so does Solex. And then we have the Solex Global LLC, blog and website that you can go to get information. That's another great website you can send them. Just type in Solex Global LLC, and it's an amazing resource. So, we have a lot of other things that you can use and depend on, but I'll look into, it won't be anytime soon, but I'll look into a backup plan or a different way. I'm in some other platforms, but I just don't, I'm in another platform that somebody else invited to me here, and I've been on it, but I'm not quite sure how to use it totally on that. But it's a nice platform too. It's I forget what it's called, but anyway, Align. I think Align is what it's called, or Alignable. But it's a really good platform too, and it's all got a bunch of practitioners and healers in it. But I need to learn more how to use it. It costs money too, so. There's all kinds of different platforms, and knowing which ones people are gonna go to. That's another challenge. Is will they even go to it? So.
Yeah.
I just tell people, if somebody's not on Facebook, do one-on-ones with them. Do a Zoom call with them, show them around, explain things. And if you need help with that, call me up. I'll get on the Zoom call with you and I'll fill in where you don't know. I'm happy to do that. This is what I do full time. So, and yeah, I'm busy, but I'm not, during the week, the evening times are the most busiest for me, believe it or not. During the day, I'm typically working, answering questions, looking at my Facebook, making sure, things are moving along, checking my notifications. Those are the things that I do typically during the day. And I do calls from time to time, just depends on what people need, what they want, but I just let everybody know I am here. So if you guys need anything, feel free to reach out. And if I don't answer right away, it's just because I'm either on a call or I'm teaching somebody, and I'll answer just as soon as I get off. But any other questions or comments?
Tammy, hi, it's Angel.
Hi,
Good
Angel.
morning, everybody, and thank y'all for allowing me to listen in. I just think it's phenomenal, all the data that you have on Solex. And it's very helpful. So thanks for the opportunity to be here this morning. And I too am wanting to learn more on the whole Facebook strategies that you have. So just wanted
Absolutely.
to say thanks for allowing me.
You're so welcome. So glad to have you. Anybody else have any comments or questions or anything I can help with?
I have a question, I guess.
Sure.
I'm interested in Sheila's Thursday night meeting. So is there a place to find that information at?
Yeah, she's going to post that every week in the team residence group.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I will
You're
try
welcome.
to make.
You are welcome.
And then my last question, Alice here.
Yeah.
On when I post these specials like you do, how's the best way to post how to pay? I noticed on this last one, the Parasite one, you actually had a place for them to go where they just sign up and pay and everything. What is that? How did you do that?
That is Square app. And they have a free portion of it. But I'm having to pay, I think it's like $32 a month. to have the invoice availability, and I can build a website, and that's the one I'm actually building my website with. But they have payment links, so you can just send a payment link. You can do all these items. I can show you what it looks like if you guys want to see
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
I can show you kind of what it does. And oops, wrong one. Let me go back to, let me go back to my share screen. I really like this platform for some reason. It just seems easy to work, and trust me, I've went through a bunch of them.
I know a lot of
But
people do not like PayPal, and that seems to be
No,
the quickest one, the only one I have currently. So when I saw that, I thought that looks interesting.
yeah. Yeah, I had PayPal, I do Venmo, I have Cash App, and I have Zelly. But the problem that I was running into is that not everybody had everything, but with the
Mhm.
Square app, it actually gives them the opportunity that they can just pay from any credit card anyway, and they type in their information and it doesn't house it. So it's
Okay.
I really like it because, and the fees aren't crazy. I mean, they're very comparable to PayPal, I think, but fathom it's not coming up.
And I know you said they do have a free portion. Is that even something that we can use to begin with
I
as a
think so
business?
because I'm pretty sure the links were available with the free. So,
Okay.
like for example, I set up my business with it, and it's slowly pulling everything up. But
Mhm.
these are you can put them in as services, you can put them in as items. Um, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't know why it's doing that. Discard changes. I was wanting to show you the actual items and I'm still working on mine because I'm doing different packages. Let me go in
Oh,
here.
okay.
So here's my item library, and then you can actually, it doesn't really open up everything, but I've got all these different different scans in here, how much I charge for it. My
Awesome.
iridology in here, like for instance, I'll just pull up my iridology one. When you pull it up, then you have the ability to actually make a payment link, and that way you can publish that link. But within the actual explanation of this, you're able to put what it is that you need and what you're going to do. So
Oh,
it kind it, you can apply taxes or not. But down here is where it allows you to make a checkout link. So right here, you turn this on, and then you
wonderful.
make a copy of it, and then you're able to do that payment link anywhere. And then
So,
when they open that up, then they're able to see the different things that you need. Like for instance, the one on the parasite one that I just did.
mhm.
Uh, I'll show that one to you so you guys can see that one. Um, there it is. So I just copied my information, and I had I don't know how much room. I'm still playing around with it, but
Mhm.
obviously you got quite a bit of, space to type in what it is that you're doing with that
Mhm.
scan. So right here's the explanation. Um, and I put basically what I had in my post. And then I also put what I'll need is your first and last name, your email address, height, weight, birth date, and picture of face with neutral background to conduct your scan remotely. So
Awesome.
it has all that information in there. And then whenever I get the website built, they'll actually be able to see all the items that I offer or all the services I offer. And then they can click and pay. And then it also schedules them. I'll have a schedule. So I really like
Wow.
this platform. I really, really do. And honestly, I've actually paid $249 a month for a website that was supposed to do emailing, all the scheduling and texting and all of this, and I couldn't figure it out. Someone built it for
Mm.
me, and I paid $1,500 to build this website, and
Ouch.
then I didn't know how to work it. I was just like
Mm.
I was lost, and I paid for it for a year, and I was so
Wow.
frustrated. I only had maybe 3 or 4 appointments during that whole time. But every time somebody would go in there and try to make appointment, they were having troubles, and it was and then I'd reach out to the person and they're like, well, look, I can't be available all the time to fix your problems. And I'm like, but you
Oh my
built this for me and
gosh.
I needed help. You know?
Ouch.
So I'm one of these type of people. I'm techie enough to learn something, but it takes a lot of time. So I really
Yeah.
like this platform. So far, I really like it. It's just taken me a little bit of time to get everything the way I want it. So
Yeah.
I
And that's
say
called
look into it.
Square?
It's called
Is
Square,
it
and they're
just
the ones that
okay?
actually send you a little plug-in that you can put in your phone and you can run your credit cards, maybe if you're in
Oh,
person. Yeah, that's what the Square app
okay.
is. It's when you
Okay.
go to different, a lot of places are moving to the Square because if you ever go into like touristy areas and they have like this little iPad that swivels around, you're paying on a
Yes.
Square app.
Oh,
Um, so that's what this is. And I really do like it. So far I'm only paying $32, but I get to do invoices. I can build my website with it. $32 a month. Come on. I was
wow.
paying 249 a month. So
That's an excellent price.
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions or comments? I'm happy to help any way I know how to help. So this has been quite a
Tammy,
learning
I did.
curve for me. Go ahead.
Hi there, Tammy. I've got, because I'm just getting started. Any words
Yeah.
of, I mean, and on joining on the group, which you would say, is there any kind of order of operation that you would start, like trying to start doing postings? And is there some section that you would say to start with or concentrate on that you've
Yeah,
already
just
kind of,
yeah, when you go into this group here that I'm in, if you go to the guides, Angel, I already have several curiosity posts. Oh,
okay.
maybe I'm not in it. Let me get in here again. If you go here to the guides, once it pulls up, let me exit out of some stuff here because I can't hardly see.
Awesome.
Go here to the guides, and on the phone it looks different. When you're looking on your phone, if you go to the group, up in the upper left corner of the group you'll see 3 pancakes or 3 little
Yeah.
lines. You'll
Uh-huh.
click that to get to the guides. But
Got it.
right down here in guide number, I think it's 20, or scroll down some more. Social media business building. I have several different types of posts that you can use, graphics you can use with the verbiage. Everything is right there. Just like if we pull this one up, this is the one I just made not too long back. But I've put the verbiage, I've put the graphic there, and I make the graphics very, how do I put it? Generic so you can use it. I don't put any of my information on there because I just want you guys to be able to get in there and use whatever you want to use. And if you want to change it, feel free to change it. If you've got Canva and you want to make your own, thing, then go for it. But like right here, I instruct you on how to, copy the verbiage, use the graphic, and you just hold your finger down and it saves the graphic to your phone. And then hold your finger
Beautiful.
down on the wording, and you can put that wording uh, on your Facebook.
Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. I will get
You're
it.
welcome. You're very welcome. Okay, any other questions or comments?
Tammy, can you talk to me about hashtags?
Well, I'm learning about that. What I've been
Okay.
told, and I don't know Instagram. I just do not. I want to learn it, but I just don't know it very well. But what I've been told is that as long as you hashtag something and it has to do with, let's say, you can actually do hashtag holistic health, and everything on Instagram that is correlated with holistic health will have the availability to see your post, and they may want to follow you that way. Again, I'm not good with hashtags. I come up with stuff, and when you go to type it in, and if it comes up that it's got so many things, then choose it. Like, for example, I'll give you an example here. Because like I said, it's it's one of those learning curves too, and it's like I just don't know if I have the bandwidth for it, but I will figure it out in time. So let's say you're going to go in here and you're going to make a post, and then you go in here and you love dachshunds. Okay, and then you do hashtag. See all these different ones that pop up?
Uh-huh.
So like this one, if you, of course, if you were putting love frequencies, then you would put hashtag frequency healing because there's 68,000 posts on that.
Oh my gosh.
So does that kind of give you an idea? Just like when I posted about Piggy Britches dying, there was 279,000 posts on Rainbow Bridge. So I posted that and, did that tag so that anybody that saw that on my Instagram, and my Facebook and my Instagram are connected. So anytime I
Okay.
post in Facebook, it posts in my Instagram.
Oh,
So that's why I'm using hashtags in my Facebook, because that way I don't have to go into the Instagram and add the hashtags. But I don't know. I'm not very seasoned on Instagram. So if anybody has some recommendations and want to help me, then come on in and help me.
Hey, Tammy.
But
Tammy, my
yes.
17-year-old standing here and he heard this conversation on hashtags and he's over here. He has some input.
Hashtags go for it.
Hashtags are ran based on algorithms, so it's like a Google or a YouTube search. You want keywords that are trendy, and they'll stick, and you also might find tags that you didn't know about.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
and so is it a way?
Yeah,
It's
he
a way
worded
to
that
search.
a lot better.
So it's a way to search within Instagram or Facebook. Is that what I'm understanding?
Anybody who searches that term, your post will come up.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
He explained it a lot better than I did. I know the concept behind it, but I just don't. Sometimes I don't articulate it better.
So, well, thank you for letting him put his 2 cents in. He was kind of having a conniption.
Absolutely.
Greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. Next time I come stay the night, I'm going to spend some time with your 17-year-old, and he needs to teach me.
We would enjoy it so much. You guys would get along so fabulously. Let's plan it. In fact, I was thinking maybe we should meet Bill in about a month and go see that chiropractor, and then you can come up and hang out. I'll call you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Wait a minute. Don't leave us all out of that.
Okay, well, maybe we'll all do it. I don't have a problem with that either because I've slept 13 to 16 people in my house. So,
yeah, don't leave us
Deb's
all out.
I
was thinking,
Deb's
are you
got a very nice house.
Okay, well, I actually literally was thinking about reaching out to Tammy this week about talking about that. So we'll make a plan. Maybe we'll make a plan where we want to go down and see this chiropractor in Nashville that Becky was seeing. And then maybe we'll throw some Solex stuff in there since we're going to do it anyway. So Tammy and I will.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let me know. My son lives in Nashville. I'm game.
All right.
Looky there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop the recording just because we don't need to have this